Good evening, everyone, and welcome to In the Know with Kat Bobineau. Today, my extra special guest is Dr. Jessica Simpson. Welcome to the show.
Hello, hello. Glad to be here. Always a pleasure. And yes, happy greetings and salutations to everyone.
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing us your amazingness and joy to this evening. I know there's been a lot of things going on that we all have to woo-saw.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
very thankful you're taking this time out to speak with us this evening.
Yes. I'm very excited about the opportunity, and in spite of everything going on, I think there's some light that we can, touch on to kind of help us, overlook or not pay so much attention to all the negativity surrounding us right now. So, any opportunity I have to do that, I'm always running towards it. I'm for it.
And I so much appreciate you because we are about to stay positive, talk
Mhm.
about STEM, and talk about you tonight. So it's all about Dr. Simpson.
All right. Yay.
So
Ready.
we're going to get started. And can you just let the audience know what you do, what your title is?
Okay. No problem. Well, currently I work at the one and only illustrious Fort Valley State University, which is, yes, located right outside of Macon, Georgia, and Fort Valley, Georgia. And there I happily serve as a associate director for McNair Scholars Program. Basically, what I do is we work to encourage the undergrad students to kind of put the plan together for what happens after walking across the stage, whether it be going on to get a master's or PhD, or whether it be to enter into the workforce. So I just kind of really work one on hand and day and night with 25 students and try to, really help figure out what's best. In addition to that, I also serve as a adjunct professor for the Department of Chemistry, where I have the opportunity to, really get down and dirty and put my background to work and do labs and, just in a sense let them see, Black excellence at its finest.
Yes, Black Girl Magic at its finest.
Yes,
So,
yes.
as my audience know, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So, if you have something you want to say, a comment, or questions, just put
Okay,
it in the chat, and we will be able to see it and read it. So, you already have one
okay.
from Roderick saying FVSU proud.
Yes, all day, all day. One trader for the world. If I had to do it again, I'd still choose it. So yes.
So, is
Hey,
that your
Rod.
alma mater?
Yes, it is. It definitely
Okay.
is. Which was kind of like, it was kind of ironic how it happened, how it ended up actually coming back, because I guess, when you're in that undergrad state and you're about to finish, you're like, oh Lord, I'm so ready to be done. I can't wait. This thing coming back. But for me, I kind of looked at it like, dang, I can't wait to get the opportunity to go back. I hope one day once I get these credentials, they, welcome me with open arms and have a position waiting for me. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
crazy. That's kind of exactly how things ended up working out. So it's just a blessing, itself to be able to come back in this essence and be like, yeah, I guess you can say I'm somebody now, so it's cool. It's wonderful.
Okay. Well, so let's talk about that. You went there. What did you get your degree in?
I got my bachelor's degree in chemistry from 2008 to 2012. Had to think about it. And yeah, in the midst of doing that, I didn't choose the minor and everything. And I kind of, now that I think back on it, I kind of wish that I would have.
Mm-hmm.
Had I taken up a minor, I probably would have minored in psychology, because I can appreciate, the social sciences, especially given all the things that we face and deal with today in society. So yes, but I was in the lab blowing up stuff, and chemistry is has carved my path so far. So yeah, it was chemistry for me, and I stuck with it, Lord. Mm.
And you a brave one to me. Right.
Oh,
Because I got my
whew.
degree in biology and chemistry was my bane. It was my bane.
Look, so I actually enjoy biology. The thing that got me that I guess I just couldn't see myself doing long term was memorizing stuff. Like biology got all these terms and terminologies and processes. Ain't nobody got time for that. Look, I have a hard time remembering people's birthday on a regular. So for me to be the terminology memorization, I said with chemistry, it's a formula, and it's pretty much you just plugging stuff in and you're going about your way. And when something turned blue, you're like, okay, well, it got hot, so that's why this happened. But me memorizing mammals and dolphins and crossbreeds, genetics, Punnett square, mm-mm, mm-mm,
See, I'm gonna
mm,
have to like disagree to agree. Like biology is memory. I give you
mm.
that.
Okay.
But chemistry is memory of all these formulas and like what number matches what letter and all of this stuff. So I was like, I can remember the easy stuff, which is all the
Mm.
mammals and bones. But now you tell me I got to remember a formula and what goes into this formula.
Look,
It wasn't for me.
back in the day, they was allowing us to have, the little formula sheets. Cause them people knew we didn't know. To this day, don't ask me certain formulas
Mhm.
because I'm gonna give you the same look that you give somebody you don't know and they call your name on the street and you like, we how you know me? That's the same look I give when somebody asks me about certain formulas with chemistry. There's
So
no
what you
game in my game. Mm-mm,
so what
mm-mm.
you're saying is I went to the wrong HBCU because they wasn't trying to let us have a formula
Mm,
sheet
look,
while we was doing chemistry.
I'm always say if you ain't with the gold and blue, then it ain't true. So I'm not downplaying anybody's HBCU. I am just a proud supporter of the one and only FBSU. So I'm a Wildcat all day, all night, no matter where I am. Yeah, and they might have let y'all had a cheat sheet or a formula sheet. You might have been late or something of that sense. But I feel like they had a formula sheet. They just ain't tell y'all. They mentioned it one time and didn't bring it up no more.
Well, I mean, I did go to college quite a few years before you did, and they may not have allowed that then. But I went to Stillman College, which is also
Okay, kill me.
gold and blue,
Oh,
but we the Tigers.
mm-hmm,
Um, but
mm-hmm.
we're not gonna do all that. But I see some stuff in the chat. Okay, Dr. Taylor, she said, hey, she
Ash,
lit.
Ash. Hey sis, girl. I couldn't let you come on here and be beautiful, and then I come on here looking crazy. So I had to sit down and say, what would Ashley do? And I was like, ooh, let me go to the closet. I done tried on like 10 different outfits. It was terrible. Like I was like, oh Jesus, I don't know who gonna be watching this. This might be my big break. I've been saying Tyler Perry. Somebody need to call me so I can have my big break and be in somebody movie. It's my time. I
See,
just need.
you like you closer to my niece age, so but I'm feeling it. Like, cause I think Tyler Perry, Oprah need to holler at a girl
I'm serious.
because I'm like putting everybody out. Like, it ain't
Mhm.
even about
All right.
me. I'm trying to blow everybody else up. I want
Right.
everybody to see all the goodness
Yes.
of
So I'm
of
feeling
black
like
and stuff in
producer,
STEM.
executive producer. I feel like that's what we need to be. Let me sprinkle that over there.
Right. Put that in the atmosphere
We are
because
manifest.
this needs to be on Netflix or Hulu or something.
We might need to make that happen. We might need to work that out. Now is
Because
the time. Yes.
y'all want to put all these reality show people on here. Can we talk about the people who going to
Right.
college getting a degree in STEM doing amazing things? Because
And are
we here, we
heavily
interested.
melanated. We are.
hmm We
We
interested. I mean,
are.
I ain't gonna fight. I ain't gonna fight. I'm too cute to
I ain't doing
fight.
that.
But
Trying to go to jail.
No, I got a kid now. I
Right. We
can't
ain't
go.
got
I
time for
can't do
that.
that.
Now
I
off
can't
camera,
do that.
I might slap somebody. I ain't gonna lie. Off the cameras, somebody might get backhanded. It's just we don't work too hard for these credentials. I ain't gonna be.
That's it.
See, I
So we
think
got
even
like,
baby agrees. See,
He over there. He listening, and he like, not my mama,
Right.
not the
Right.
mama. Okay. So I see y'all in the chat. Roger, he talking about facts and laughing at us. It's cool. It's cool. You know, because we good. Let's go, Steelman. Hey,
See,
that's right.
there's love. We all for the
All
love. We
right,
got to stick
Aris,
together.
loving that. Mm-hmm. Aris loves our energy.
Hmm.
Dr. Taylor, she laughing, but we real, you know. Like I'm trying to see. You know what? We can do this together. Because what I
I
want
think
to
so.
do is I want to go and highlight all these jobs in STEM, but all these
Okay.
people of color doing these jobs. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that the next generation, you be like, oh, I like science. I don't know what I can do. Well, bam, here's 10 things you
Hmm.
can do in
Hmm.
STEM.
Right.
Here's all
It's
these other things you
funny.
didn't even know.
It's so funny that you brought that up because I literally had a conversation today with a young lady who reached out to me. She was put in touch with me by one of her mentors at her institution, and Ashley. I actually referred her after I got done talking to her. I actually referred her to Ashley because they have really similar interests. And so,
Hmm.
after speaking with her and just hearing her take on everything that she's been trying to do and what she's trying to do career wise, just was really dropping jewels and just sending out motivation towards her, just letting her know the opportunities that were available to her even right
Hmm.
now, while she may be unsure and thinks she has an interest in something, but hasn't quite confirmed just yet if that's what she wants to do. I was letting her know that, the whole point of getting involved in different organizations that are relevant to your major or just your field is exactly for that purpose. Meeting people who you didn't even know are serving or currently working in positions that are related to your major. You know,
Hmm.
um, I'm learning more now, even as a person, as a chemist now, I'm learning so much about different career opportunities. And I'm just like, the way I look at things is with my educational background, there's nothing that you can't do. You don't have to just be, isolated to this little box of STEM because everything that I've learned, these skill sets that I have, they're transferable. So
Hmm.
right now, I started off in academia, whereas most people, when they hear I'm a chemist, they're like, "Oh, you work in a lab, da da da," and I'm like, "No, but I ain't got time to be in nobody lab."
Mm-mm,
Mm-mm.
mm-mm. Them sterile white walls is not for me.
Okay, white walls, no windows, don't ain't
Mm-mm.
nobody to talk to you. Everybody antisocial. That's not me. That's
Mm-hmm.
and I think graduate school did a very good job at exposing me to that realness and showing me like this is not you. This is not what you want to be doing for the rest of your life. So um, please started to hone in on those other characteristics and traits. Hey,
Sorry about that.
the baby got something to say. What you want to say, boo? Talk to
He
Auntie
said
J.
he like, why you ain't holding me? I don't, I'm with daddy, but I'll be with you all day. I want to be
Right,
held,
right.
but you need to
Daddy,
stay over
yeah.
there.
He said, "Mommy hands is warm and soft, and I can." Right, like he is upset. I'm sorry. Ooh. Mhm. Yeah,
Hmm.
I know. I know.
Bruh, shh. He looking at me like I'm crazy. How dare I shush him?
Baby, he gonna come over there in a minute. He gonna get you.
He might. He might. But
Right.
yeah, no, I get it now. Whew, not to say my age, but
You
when
don't
I
look a
went to
bit over
college,
25 to me. You can't be no older than 25.
okay, we ain't gonna get no tears. But when I went to college, the internet was kind of new. There's no social media like that. So nowadays, I'm telling the youth, you guys need to get in touch with. Oh no, did you freeze? Oh, there you go. All right, yeah. I'm like, you guys need to be all up on social media because that's where everybody is. You send out a message, everybody wants to bring y'all to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Use what you have.
Yes.
I didn't have social media in college, so I couldn't find all these PhDs and professors and all these people doing amazing things. Now you put molecular dinosaur doctor on Twitter, you gonna find somebody.
Yes, and even while I remember being in school, social media was becoming more and more of the hype, but even still, it was still a learning process of how to navigate things and where to go to find out about opportunities. So I still kind of found myself trying to figure stuff out and the who to go to, stuff like that. So now I would say the students in school now definitely have a great advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is literally at their fingertips. Like it is just one click away or one Siri call away or what. Me, I say they have no excuse. Everything that you could have ever imagined out there is there. Um,
Yes. So Ashley says she gonna run staffing for us. She got people for us, so that's cool.
oh yes,
Bring
in
them on.
mind too. That's the one you want. That's the one you want. Or that one right now. Let somebody be late to work.
Mm,
Won't have
mm,
a
mm,
job.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. We gonna
Won't
send
have a
them babies.
job.
Mm-hmm. All right, Aurice wanted a recap of who you are. So this is Dr. Jessica
Okay.
Simpson, Adjunct Professor, Chemist Extraordinaire, and Associate Director. I mean, you go, girl.
Yeah, I consider myself to be a jack of many trades. I'm not gonna say all trades, but I try to learn as much as I can. Um, so that's my daytime duties. But
Ooh.
after
Mm-hmm.
5, I spend my time running my small business, Sudley Soaps, where I get to indulge in my personal hobby and get to really just kind of put my science background really to work, if I must say. So I make all personal skincare products, bath luxury galores, and for me, it's just a de-stressor. But I actually make everything with a passion and love involved in it because I try to cater to those with sensitive skin types. Acne prone, eczema, psoriasis, all of those different areas that just in general we as a people need to make sure we're taken care of. I recently too just came up with a nice formulation for a body wash. So I normally was stuck to like my bar soaps and everything, but I decided to venture out because I've been hearing word through the grapevine. Everybody likes the body wash. Everybody wants the liquid soap. And I'm like, isn't it so much easier for the bar soap? You just use it and put it there. I don't know. People want soap. So I
I feel
finally
like you use more soap, like you steadily putting more liquid,
right.
and then
But I was
it's
like,
gone.
I just said, whoa, whatever. So I finally went ahead and tried it, made my first batch just couple of days ago, and it is amazing, I must say. I'm gonna have to send you a sample of some of my products and let you. Yes,
Please,
yes.
please
Mm,
send it to me. I will use it. I do bar though. I would love a bar soap, but I will
okay.
take it,
Yes.
use, promote it. I love it.
Yes, because I mean my stuff. I like the it's like the home and pops feel in terms of my products. You know how you go in the store and everybody is all about branding and advertisement, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people, some of the most prettiest packages have some of the most crappiest products I've ever, experienced and used. But you'll frown upon something that's wrapped up in, I don't know, simple old shrink wrap and a regular label just because of how it looks. And in reality, it does the body galore. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I am a proud advocate of my products. I use them myself. This glistening you seeing right now, that's the body butter, the BGM. Beyond
Mm-hmm.
Giving Metro Body Butter, I live by it faithfully. My body scrubs, I have some for facial and holistic bodies. I make bath bombs. Just about anything you name, I make it. So,
So okay, I mean, we early in this, but how do people find this? How do people find what you got going on?
oh well, I can be discovered multiple ways through Instagram by at Sudley Soaps. That's SUDDLYSOAPS. And you can also go to the website, which is the sudleysoaps.com. And there you're free to browse all the lovely products that are being currently offered. And I'm still uploading new available things as they come. So, yeah. And I'm also on Facebook too, Sudley Soaps. You just type it in and maybe we should, how I do a link? How can I provide a link in here? Can I type something? Let me see. Uh oh. You went silent on me, girl.
Sorry, I'm muted because I had my baby was. I was saying you can put it in the chat. You can share your screen if you wanted to share your website. Do however you want to do. I'm all about support.
Okay, well, I have literally just sent it. I sent it to you in a private chat so that you could do your greatness and share that because I had no idea on how to.
Yeah, I just put it in the
Um,
chat for everybody, so it should come up.
yeah,
But yes, okay, I love
but
it.
and even with like sometimes people have like customized things that they want to get made. I tell people, I do consultations for different guests and customers that might have, had really special skin conditions. Like I have one customer who who experienced having like some sort of, I forgot the name of it exactly, but some really delicate skin condition, and
Hmm.
was telling me how they literally couldn't use anything, like everything they put on their skin, it kind of like burned them. And I was just like, okay, well, tell me what items don't bother your skin. And I kind of formulated something catered to them, and they're one of my most loyal customers now. They like, yeah, I need more. I haven't ran out yet, but I just want to make sure that I don't. And I'm just like,
I
okay,
mean,
so it makes you feel good to be able to be, helping and just giving back in a little essence is such as a bad luxury. So, and little kids
that's
too,
that. Yeah.
they love the bath bombs. And most times, you have the younger generation dealing with a lot of skin issues like just excessive dry skin or eczema. So my body butters are really a big hit with them. They love it. And then the bath bombs, the color changes, all that fun stuff. So
See, that's what happens when a chemist is making the soaps. You know what I
when
mean? Like
you have
that's what's
somebody
up.
that when somebody's invested in you, making products, yes. And I
See, I
have
just
no desires on being like R&D or no cosmetic chemist. I like having my own rules and standards. I don't got time for nobody to be trying to come in, take over, and change, my platform. Just let me do me.
I love it. I love it. And I had this was before the pandemic. I had bought like soap stuff and
Hmm.
just wanted to, see what it'd be like to have my things out there. And I never really sold it. I was kind of those people who would make things and just give it away because I was like, I like to do something with my hands. But at one point, I'm gonna start making something and just actually sell it. I think what I
Hmm.
have boiled down to is
Okay.
dog treats. It's like at home dog treats because where we are in Oakland, there's this big lake called Lake Merritt. And for a while, they had all these vendors. Now they're mostly black, so they was a little loud and stuff. So they kind of pushed them to one corner. But I'm
Hmm.
like, I'm walking down with a friend of mine. I'm saying, okay, I see people selling clothes. I see people selling soap or perfume. I see people
Hmm.
selling masks and
Hmm.
food. Everybody and people got dogs, especially because it's gentrified. So there's a lot of white people down there, but they ain't got
Hmm.
nothing for the dogs.
Dogs don't
Nobody
get no
sells nothing
love.
for dogs.
Hmm.
And I was
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna do
Well,
something because for me, if you stand out, you sell something that nobody else is selling.
right.
Like that's the thing.
Yeah. Jackpot. Everybody, well, if not everybody, mostly everybody or somebody who knows somebody got a dog.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everybody we know, somebody got a dog. And
I
that's
got one right now. He over here
sweet. Oh,
drinking water.
what kind of
Hmm.
dog you got?
He a Yorkie. Travis, come here.
Oh, the dog's
Come
name is
here.
Travis. Oh,
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
too sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
he,
Travis.
he needs a haircut, but there he is. I'm
So
all
cute.
showing off my dog, but not my child.
Oh, but that's no, I don't blame you for that because you got to be safe these days. Folk crazy out here. Mm-mm, mm-mm, I don't blame you for that. The fact that you allowing the cry to be heard is a blessing. Okay. Mm-mm.
Oh,
On
girl, he
that one.
all over my Instagram. He the king of my Instagram. I don't even put pictures of myself anymore because I'm always covered in vomit. It's just pictures of him. Like he's everywhere.
Oh, well,
Hmm. He can
that's
come over here.
look at you.
I get him. I'm gonna show him off because I love
Give
my
him a little
baby.
feature. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, but anyway, we back to you and all the things that you have accomplished. Where did you go to grad school?
I went to the lovely Louisiana State University, located
LSU. Okay.
swamplands. Yes, swamplands. Ooh, Gator Capital. I like to call it Gator Capital.
Hmm.
Yes, went there. Baton Rouge. Was there from 2012 up until 2018. So
Okay.
not too long ago,
Okay.
actually.
Well, this is Carter. This is the Cat and Carter
Carter.
show. Hmm.
Hey,
Yeah,
Carter.
he's so busy, but that's really good. Like my brother, sister-in-law,
Hmm?
sister, and niece all went to Southern in Baton
Okay,
Rouge.
right up the street. Right.
I spent a lot of time in Louisiana, especially at the Bayou Classic.
You know,
Now that's
I
fun.
never, I never went. Not one time while I was living down there for about 5.5 years. I never once went, and I'm kind of upset about that. That was one experience I feel like I should have, taken advantage of.
As somebody called it the uh, Black Super Bowl, but it was so much fun. Like so much fun that you don't remember everything that happened in that night. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I mean,
And
I don't know if I go now, but back then.
sound like homecoming. That's like homecoming number two, then to me.
Ain't nothing but chocolate walking down the street. That's it. Nothing but
Okay.
chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
All down Canal Street, all down Bourbon Street. It's
Oh
just,
wow.
you know, chocolate. That's it. That's all you got. And
Mm-hmm.
one of them moments too when, you see a crowd running, you run. And then you
Oh yeah,
ask
you don't
later,
right.
why was we running? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's one of them things.
I
But
understand.
so you went and got your PhD in chemistry, correct?
Yes.
And was it
Worked
a
under
transition? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, worked in a polymer chemistry lab. So by training, I'm actually a materials or what you would call a polymer chemist. So
Okay. Okay. And so for the audience, what does that mean? What did you work on?
so in general, when you talk about polymers and material chemistry, you're basically talking about everything that surrounds us, like the cup you're using, that's made out of some type of material, plastic, maybe ceramic or something. To the electronic devices we use, that's heavily materialistic. But I basically took things that you won't consider being a biological agent and turned them into like DNA and RNA delivery vehicles.
Hmm.
So yes, I designed several different polymer materials, and basically we would test them to see how well they transported DNA through the body to a specific location for the purpose of correcting autoimmune diseases. So,
Hmm.
took
So this was
something
more.
that would do something of that sort, and we were pretty good at the results that we received in terms of that. So it was pretty cool, eye opening for me too.
Okay. So this is like medication kind of like to treat.
Yeah, gene therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely gene therapy. Right now, there's no cure for um, several autoimmune, diseases. There's nothing
Mm-hmm.
that can be done, treatments, none of that. But the key is being able to, get rid of and maybe replace damaged chromosomes or genes in this sense, and have them be able to reproduce new genes that are functioning correctly so that you don't have that particular autoimmune disease anymore. So that's the idea behind the concept altogether. So I said, well, they've got a lot of different clinical aspects that on the market, but they run into different issues with so many. Mine didn't go as far as clinical because I was like, look, I ain't really trying to do all that. I'm just trying to. I just need enough to be able to write this dissertation so I can get up out of here.
Right. Right. Right.
So,
Right. No. Mm-mm. Because that's the thing. Is like, whoo, I've done lab work just like as an internship and stuff like that, and
right.
them white walls and standing at your bench for a while or sitting at your bench for a while doing the same
Yeah.
thing over and over, maybe change a little bit. Like I no hate to anybody who do it. It's a
Mm-hmm.
fantastic job if that's what you can do, but I'm too sociable. I
Mm.
gotta talk to humans. I gotta be around other
Yeah,
humans.
yeah.
I
That
I
social
can't
interaction,
just do that.
it's
Yeah, I
important.
did. I did an internship working with chicken embryos, and it was a neuroscience internship. So I was in a dark room with a little microscope and a light, cracking an egg at 3 days, and using this little tool to kind of scrape the neural tube off to see if it would regrow. And I
Okay.
mean, which was a cool project.
Mhm.
But the time I spent in a dark room by myself,
Dark room.
pre music on your phone and all that stuff for podcasts, I was like, yeah, not
Yeah.
for me.
Understand that. Grad school's very a good tool at helping one to decide what they definitely don't want to do and what they are open.
Yeah.
So,
So I got this one question from
okay.
Roderick. He said, what suggestions would you offer high school students seeking opportunities in STEM related fields?
High school students. Okay, so this is that's a really important stage in the beginning of anybody's both academic and professional career. Suggestions that I would offer students that are looking for opportunities STEM related wise is start with scholarships.
Mm.
Look for any type of organizations that are funding students for just being having an interest in science or STEM, participating in scientific oriented competitions like invention convention, science Olympia, whatever is available, in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just maybe starting, if it doesn't exist already, maybe starting a science club at your high school. A lot of high schools really don't take advantage of creating organizations like they do at the collegiate level, but I think high
Mm-hmm.
school is probably the best place to start that, because that's where you start to get the attention from your surrounding communities and even nationally for taking an interest that you have and taking it to the next level to attract more of that STEM related attention and opportunities that way. um they have the Novashay is a really big advocate for STEM in the community. They
Mm-hmm.
host these STEM bowls. I don't know how often they do it, but I know that they're very active within the high school and even the pre-K through 12 community, as well as up through college. Um, when you're talking about other organizations, ACS, American Chemical Society, they're probably the most notorious organization that offers like different activities for high schoolers as far as like science fairs, STEM, chemistry demos,
Mm-hmm.
um, NSBE, NSBE is the acronym for them. That's one other organization that focuses more so like on the engineering side. But all of these organizations, majority of them except for like ACS, I think are more oriented around the African American and just a diverse community to draw in those students that have a scientific interest in that type of stuff. So there's I could we could talk all day about
Mm-hmm.
different things. Yeah, because they're networking and just knowing what's available and out there, that's the key. And a lot of times at high schools, that information is not really passed down or provided like it should be. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who, I guess the misconnect or the disconnect is between that, but those are my suggestions. Novashay, ACS, NSB, I think, was that all that I said? Oh, and they have one more called the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, and that's called LSAMP. They do a lot with college students and high school students as well. Um, Even I would say Upward Bound. If anybody's familiar with
Hmm.
the TRIO programs, they
Mm-hmm.
have programs for high school students all the way through up till you get to the graduate level. They do a lot for high school and middle school students as well. They even host like a summer. a summer program where they have students take on field trips and campus visits and provide them with like a little competitive stipend too. So Upward Bound, Trio Upward Bound is definitely something to consider. Whew,
There's
I
a
guess,
lot.
yeah, those are the main ones that I think of right now. And shout out to Ashley. You came through with the
Hmm.
links. That was helpful. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I
Always.
mean, I jump on that train and just say, in this day and age, you
Mhm.
literally can Google so many programs.
Yes.
But the main thing about Googling a program is you can find one that's in your space,
Yes.
because there's a lot of these programs that are like statewide or countywide as far as, that's more hands on and
Mhm.
smaller. And then there's
Right.
programs that are the bigger ones, like you got Novashay, Nesby, Black Girls Who Code. Thank you, Ash, for all of those you put in there. There's all these programs, but one of the things that I also suggest that a lot of people don't think about for whatever reason is your teacher.
Okay.
Ask your teacher, your science teacher, if there's a program they know about and that
Okay.
they can help you with. Because when I was in high school, like I said a long time ago, there was this. I went to high school, and my science teacher put me up on YBSF, Young. Wait, no, not YBSF. That's something on the internet, girl. NYLF. That's what it is. National Youth Science Foundation. And but I was able to go to China and Australia via
Okay.
them. I mean, I had to put my family had to put money towards it, but I got to go and learn what it's like to do medicine in another country versus the medicine here. And it's not just medicine; they do law, they do psychology, all this stuff. But it's
Okay.
something I never would have heard of if my teacher hadn't told me about it. So I
Okay.
think a lot of times people in high school don't think to ask their teacher, but teachers get emails all the time of these different programs like, hey, do you have a student who can do this or a student who can do that? And they'll pick and choose some of the few students that's actually they know, but there's way more students who can probably be interested. They just don't know the student is interested.
Very true. And
Hmm.
one thing, just to add to that, one thing I always tell, if I'm speaking with a group of students at a school, I always encourage the administration also to invite these organizations to their schools to let the students personally interact with them so that they can hear about the opportunities themselves. Most of the time, it's just as much as shooting a simple email out to someone and outreach, and they're more than happy to come out or host a virtual webinar where they're speaking on a lot of these opportunities. So my thing is, if a student may not know to go ask a teacher, maybe it's one of those things where we should work together to try to implement hosting, I don't know, semesterly or annual workshops where we kind of show students how to go through the process of finding opportunities that they're interested in as far as like STEM. Because sometimes you don't know, and you may not feel comfortable asking your science teacher. Some science
True.
teachers they ain't too friendly or approachable. So if we don't get that energy, if we feel the vibe is off, we not gonna ask. Mm-mm.
Ashley.
Get
Talk
flued out.
about you get flued out.
I'm all for it. Okay, somebody want me to come talk? Just
I
look,
can't.
book my
I'm
plane.
so mad because that's one of my favorite songs, and I ain't even gonna say what song it is, but that's one of my favorite songs I'll be listening to.
I know.
Um, yeah. So I actually am putting together a seminar for Upward Bound out here.
Please,
But
please.
we're waiting. I'm waiting for them. They've already given me the go ahead, but now they're talking about pushing it out because they want to do it more in person than virtual. Because I was offering it virtual, but they're like, hopefully um fall fall
Mhm.
semester we can actually do it in person. So, but if it becomes a virtual thing, I'm putting this out there now for you and anybody who's watching. If you want to be on the virtual to talk to these students about your jobs and the things that you've done in your career, please, and then and if it is in person, I don't know, I can try to look at tickets and maybe flew you out here, like get flued out, but I don't know about that one. But we can see.
I
We can
mean,
see.
Well, I'm
You
down for either opportunity. Definitely the flued out part. Definitely that. Hmm. Fly me out. Okay.
let me see what I can do with that. But yeah, I'm all for it. I just think these students need a hand up. They just need an opportunity, and they need someone who looks like them to say it's okay to be interested in this, and this is what I've done. Come through.
Yeah, it's important that stuff like that takes place simply because I always tell people we are what we see and a lack thereof. So if you're not seeing people who identify with the same, background, ethnicity as you, you're kind of less likely to even kind of think there's a possibility for you to do it too. And I tell
Mm-hmm.
people all the time, one reason why I purposely started my locks going into grad school. Because I said, I am in a field that is predominantly, white male. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
I'm already, coming in with like two strikes against me being a woman and black. And I said, we might as well just go ahead and add to it and put the extra 4C hair on it, put a little
Mm-hmm. So sprinkle a
on
little
it.
bit more on there. Just sprinkle. Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna wow a room, you might as well get the biggest wow that you can possibly do. So my locks was that it for me, and I have been growing them ever since. It's one of the best hair decisions I ever made, and I have literally had students come up to me and say, just seeing you and just how you present yourself lets me know that it's possible. And I said, yeah, you don't have to abandon who you are,
Mm-mm.
successful. You don't have to do that. I don't. And I love for people to try to doubt me and look at me thinking like, oh yeah, here we go. What is she going to bring to the table? And then when I just pizzazz them, they're like,
Like
oh wow,
boom.
yeah, wow,
Mm-hmm.
oh wow. And it's like, mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So I
You
look
you
forward
was
to those.
yeah, you looked at me one way, but let
Right,
me show you who I am.
HBCU grad,
Mm-hmm.
HBCU grad.
Mm-hmm. They doubt. They doubt, I've been asked, what do you do? And I'm a biologist. You don't look like a biologist.
It's
Okay,
like,
well, what does a biologist look like?
that's one of them things from these. What you
And
said?
this from black people. This from black people. And
It
that's
be
the
your own
kicker.
people. It be your own
It
people.
be people, and I'm just like, these kids, they see a lot of reality stars, they see a lot of athletes, they see a lot of musicians, that look like them, and
Right.
I can throw a stone and hit a high school student who think they're gonna get famous as an Instagram model, and I'm like,
Mm.
I want to hate on your parade,
Bless
but there's
you.
other things you can do.
Got the sneeze. You all right?
It's all good.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
yeah, that's it. I just, I want to give people this another look. Anyway, so you've done got your degree in chemistry. Did you go right back to uh Fort Valley, or did you go do a postdoc?
Oh no, see, by the time grad school was over, I said I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be real. To myself, I said slavery's over. I will never again work for nickels and dimes and pennies like I did with grad school. Going to do a postdoc was not even an option for me, just because one, I didn't truly desire to go continue a career in research anyway. I wanted a break
Mm-hmm.
from it, and I really wanted to just kind of get my foot inside of the workforce and do something that was totally different from the benchtop life. So for me, nah, it wasn't even a second thought as to whether I was going to do research or a postdoc. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Okay, okay, I get
I,
it. I get it. It ain't everybody's flavor. Postdocs be a couple years too, and that's
yeah,
just that's a lot.
and honestly, I want to give flowers to postdocs because a lot of people don't truly understand what they endure in those positions, for the pay that they receive. Like there's so much pressure put upon them coming in,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes a postdoc, they don't even get the chance to settle into their new living situation before they're being put, demands are being put on them to deliver,
Mm-hmm.
especially for African American and Hispanic postdocs. They get it the worst, and
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those subjects where it's like if you know you want a career in academia, you have to suck it up and just keep going. But they don't get patted on the back enough. So I take my hats off to them. Because that was just something that your girl couldn't get with. I couldn't do.
No,
Mm-mm.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
over the years, I've met so many people who did they postdoc, and it's either postdoc or residency in med
Yeah,
school, and it's just like I done did all this work. Now I gotta still get
right,
paid this
right.
much to
Right.
still prove myself.
Right. And that was also what you just said was also one of the main reasons why I worked diligently to develop myself professionally, in addition to working on my degree in other ways, taking advantage of other outside extracurriculum activities and being
Hmm.
involved in organizations like Novache that afforded me the opportunity to network with different professionals and acquire, different skills in terms of like programming, planning of conferences and just different events, so that when it came to applying for certain jobs, like the current position that I serve in now, I was all over it. It was like, oh yeah, I can do this with my eyes closed. I've done this.
Hmm.
And it stood out. So I was very happy to have discovered so many different qualities and attributes about myself while in grad school, that I didn't have to just rely on the science itself. So I definitely tell people all the time, find out what you're good at. Find out other things that you're good at. Don't dwell so much and get drowned in the research, because you will lose your mind. You will lose your mind. I'm not even lying. Oh man,
Wow, I
yeah. So
get it, and I see you, Alana. She giving you the hand claps, hand clap.
thanks, Anna.
But
But
yeah, so it's.
we were like, I'm talking about burning oil in the midnight hour, Lord, and still wouldn't get nowhere. Oh my
I
God.
think most people getting their PhD are working to get out of the lab for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, although there are some who I have met as well who enjoy that lab work. They have a really good friend of mine. She's in LA right now named Lisa, and she got her PhD from UC Berkeley in cellular molecular
Mhm.
biology, chemistry combo greatness, where she was the only black person like in her program at Berkeley and all this other stuff. And now she's at a lab in LA, and I'm like, you go,
Mhm.
girl. I couldn't do it, but you rock it. You rock it.
Okay. I'm loving it. Every time I hear about somebody that majored and doubly majored in something, both STEM, I'm looking at them like, you know what? You are by far the most intelligent person I've ever met. Because look, that one subject I majored in, I'm just like, look, if I could go back, that might not have been it. Honestly, that might not have been the one.
See, I mean, and I didn't have like the greatest time in grad school, so I left. And I wish
Mm,
I went and got my PhD, and I could still get my PhD if I
sure
so
can.
chose. But I appreciate all the people who finished their PhD, and I'm just like, I'm a hand clap for everybody. Just because I didn't do it, don't mean I can't clap for the next person who
Right.
actually accomplished getting their PhD. So for me, I'm always gonna uplift everybody that I'm gonna come across, because I'm like, y'all don't understand that this person is great. You need to follow
Yeah,
them.
that's something that I think as a people we definitely have to get better at as a whole. Being able to clap for others, in their moment of success. Like, it's not always about you, and I tell people that all the time. Getting a PhD is
Hmm.
not even about you. It has very little to do with you, and very much so to do with everything else around you. It's about you carving the path for others that are to come after you, being the first to get that PhD in a subject to prove to everybody else that, hey, just maybe melanated people can do this, and do it pretty
Hmm.
good. Being able to sit in positions at the table and have a say so in how many of your African American and Latino students you admit to a program versus nobody at all that looks like either one of those groups, and not having
Hmm.
anybody in it. It's the picture is way bigger than that. And we first have to start with being okay with clapping for others.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to, and not do it out of spite, but do it, genuinely be happy about somebody else, moving up in their career, getting that promotion, because you never know, they may be able to pull you up where you're trying
Mm-hmm.
to go. So for me, that's just how I was raised. I was always taught to give, the next person their flowers and their congratulations. I don't even have to know a person, and they can
Mm-hmm.
tell me about some great news. I got an interview for a job, and I'm like, oh,
Right.
all we need to do is figure out how much we want to make because you got this job.
Mm-hmm. Right.
um,
That's how I am. I'm always like,
yeah,
you need to do it.
yes,
I don't even know why you question yourself. Now, and I'm that person. I question my own self. But I mean, I ain't gonna let you see it. I'm gonna
right,
still clap for everybody else. And I just be like,
yes,
you can be like me. You can be jealous. Cat is
right,
jealous. I be jealous on the side, like, ain't this a but you ain't gonna see that part. You gonna see
right,
me clap, and I'm gonna be like, my jealousy is more if they can do it, I can do it. So I'm gonna
right.
clap for them while I work on mine. And that's why I be trying to tell people it's okay to be jealous. Don't be a hater in
Yeah,
jealousy though. Don't
yeah.
hate with your jealousy.
Jealousy is in a sense, it can be like motivation for you to get your apples and oranges together.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfectly fine, but it's when you start to tap more and so into that other side, the ugly side of things, where it's like, okay, mm-mm. But that's why I also have, carved out my network and my circle very carefully in terms of friends and just who I allow myself to be around. And I think I might have done a pretty decent job up until this point. I have to say so. My friends, I have a really great group of friends. We're all successful in whatever it is that we're doing. And I say that too because not everybody that's a good friend and a close friend of mine is necessarily carrying a PhD or a master's. I have friends
Mm-hmm.
who are doing very well and may have only gotten a bachelor's or a high school degree, but they doing better, probably making more money than I am. So I'm mad and I'm jealous because I'm like, what, you ain't tell me about this, and I done spent all
Right.
this
You ain't
time
got no
doing
student loan. What is this?
like, where was the love? But that's another story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I have a diverse group of support that I am very grateful for to be able to go to and just vent to and talk to and find out about the new goings and successes in their lives that keeps me motivated. Like, okay, well, yeah, what do I be doing next? Because that's what it's all
Mm-hmm.
about for me. What's the next step? Like, yeah, okay, we accomplished this goal, we overcame this important milestone. What?
That's how I am. That's why I always tell people, or I tell the next generation, you can be you can be jealous, but let that be the fire up under you to get something else done. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Don't hate on their parade. Just let that be
right,
that fire for you. And
yeah.
Ashley says, y'all be at each other's seminars clapping it up. That's what you're
You be
supposed to
showing out,
do.
just being a friend,
Mm-hmm.
showing out. Like people
That's
probably at
me.
times, they probably thought we was a couple at times. Like they must go together or something. But because
Mm-mm.
there was literally a group of us. They called us we were the group of four. There was four of us. We all came in our graduate program and we kind of graduated in a trickle spell. So I was the last one. They left me. They just left little me there. Everybody graduated and left, and I was just like, so that's what we're doing. Okay, cool, cool. No, we all graduated maybe a semester apart from each other, but we were in attendance at every event. It didn't matter if it was something as simple as a seminar presentation because we knew how critical and important that was to have that true support in the room. And I'll say especially for me because I was by the time I was about to graduate, I was the only person of color in my division for um, the graduate section, the graduate program. Like polymer, we didn't nobody want to come mess with materials. They ain't want to be no materials chemist. So um, that support meant the world. And I actually remember the very last presentation I gave for my seminar class was probably the most memorable and probably the worst. And I was so grateful to have that particular came to that one. I was so happy and glad that she was there because I almost lost it. And it was because I was attacked. Like I got attacked by a professor who
Oh.
was flat out, just nasty, just nasty, for no reason. And it was so bad that even my own group, my lab mates, complained to my professor about it. So it was just one of them things where I said, okay, Jess, this is clearly, something that you might encounter out there in the real world when you're working anyway. So this just showed you straight up that just prepare yourself. And it was fine because I still passed it. Oh, Ashley, you remember that? That nasty joker. He was so rude. I'm serious. Like he was so rude and nasty to me. And it didn't help that throughout my presentation, I was getting interrupted by other professors anyway. And they were technically supposed to remain silent until the end of my presentation. But whatever. They ain't cut nobody else off when they present, but the little black girl that was talking
Right.
about. Now it's all these questions that can't wait. But it's neither here nor there. I'm still Dr. Simpson, so it's whatever.
Right. You still passed. You still did it. They just mad that you succeeded against it. And that's
Yeah,
the sometimes I find the issue, with people of color, that they don't want us to succeed so bad they're gonna keep throwing stones in our way. But it's like, boo, y'all been throwing stones that y'all brought us over here from Africa and we still prevail. So yeah,
yeah,
you could try, but you ain't gonna get right.
right. Like, it's one of those things where I just you try to keep your head up in spite of. That's all you really can do. Being mad, stressed about it. Ooh, he is
Yeah, you
upset.
hear that, right? I'm sorry to everybody who hears my son in the background has learned spitting. And so he is going like
He
just
said, he said, hurry up and wrap it up.
yes. And I was just about to say we have made an hour already, which is crazy. So how can people get in touch with you? That's what I like to leave with.
Um, I am on every social media platform except Twitter. I don't tweet. I just can't. I can't get into to Twitter at all. I just can't. But
I
I
get it.
am on Instagram at Miss Education underscore of underscore J dot Michelle. I am putting that in the chat now. Um,
Okay.
that's the ID. I can be found there. And on Facebook, if you simply just type in my first and my last name, I should pop up. Now my name's kind of generic, so it might be difficult at first, but if you type in my first and last name on Facebook, I'm able to be there. Email wise, I can be reached at my work email. It's my first last name at SDSU dot edu. And so I'm also
That's funny, because when you first you can't just Google Jessica Simpson because you know who comes up. So
right, right. It
you
is
can't do that one. So yeah, but that's cool. And then as we close out, is there any last words you want to give the audience to just let them know anything about you or any whatevers?
well, I guess if words of encouragement wise is just, if whatever it is that you have burning in your spirits and that clear your heart that you have aspirations to do, run after it full. And I know a lot of times that it might intimidate you or cause you to have some fear, but that's just a way of telling you that that's what you need to be running towards because that's going to help you grow as a person. So don't shy away from it, embrace it. Take advantage of all opportunities that surround you, the professional networking, conferences, and try to stay positive. That is key to being successful in anything that you do, trying to remain positive, eliminating all negative factors and distractions from your life. You want to definitely do that. In terms of, I guess, putting in plugs, be sure to check out Sudley Soap. We're always dropping, new hot topics and definitely need to take advantage of it. Skincare is a movement. It's not just, a routine. This is a movement. We want, what the students are saying, hot girl summer is coming up. So, you definitely want to be a part of that, whatever that may mean. I don't know. Also going to put in another, I guess, preview plug. me and my lovely business partner and significant other, plug Dwight Cornelius, plug Get It Done Lawn Service owner. Um, we are launching another business that is called WAP. Now, wait, before you give me that look,
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but okay.
before you stretch, before them eyeballs start stretching and people looking at me with a side face, WAP is an acronym for Women Applying Pressure. And what we are doing is generating an online directory that puts people in tune and in touch with all types of different vendors of businesses that are ran by and owned by women, women of different ethnicities. We are specifically, trying to make a centralized location so that it's a one-stop shop for everything. We're going to have different categories ranging from, skincare to construction, lawn care, whatever, anything that a woman is doing out here that's great, even pressure washing, something of that sort, we are promoting it and trying to get people in touch. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We're working on getting our website up and going now. So when that comes, I'll have to shoot you the link for that and let you like bling, plug that on one of your podcasts, or maybe we'll have to meet back here for another podcast meeting. But yes, a lot of things up and coming. Just trying to secure the bag. That's all we're doing.
Hey, I'm with you. You gotta get that money. I'm gonna ask my partner to hand me that ABC book of HBCU. But at the end of the day, thank you so much for taking that time out tonight. I know you're on the East Coast, so it's much later, and I celebrate everybody, especially anybody who's doing something positive. These people, I saw them selling this. They don't even know me. I don't know them, but I'm highlighting them. They got the ABCs of HBCUs book. That is now
Okay.
my favorite book that I read to my son. And yeah, my school ain't even in it, so I
Oh,
had to
I was about
tell
to say, well, if yours ain't in it, I know mine ain't, so we ain't gonna even talk about that. We just gonna.
yeah, I just looked at F. Yes, so my school ain't in it, so your school ain't in it, but it's
They don't
still a
love us.
great book. Still a great book. But
Kudos.
thank you again. Thank you again for taking your time out this evening to speak with us, share your story, and you was an amazing guest. I had a great time talking to you, and
Yeah,
I know
likewise.
you'll be back again.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Call me anytime. I'm always ready for a good conversation. So peace and love, and have a good night, a good
Thank
evening.
you. Thank you. You too.
All
Bye.
right, we'll do. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for In the Know with Kat Bobineau. This was a wonderful conversation we had tonight with Dr. Jessica Simpson and Carter Bobineau Williams, who's also apparently has been talking this whole time, deciding he wanted to be loud, but that's all good. Thank you again for all that you guys, all the comments, questions, things like that. Make sure you join us next Wednesday for my next guest, who I don't know who it is just yet, but I will find somebody to be a guest because we got to highlight more positivity in this world of negativity that's happening currently in our nation. And yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm all about the greatness and wonderfulness of what's going on in the world, despite them trying to eliminate us. So, you guys have a good night. Thank you for being a part of the show, and see you next week.